So let us revise the osteology of scapula today. This is the glenoid cavity. This is the infraglenoid notch and this is the supraglenoid notch. Then you have the lateral border of the scapula. From the supraglenoid tubercle you have the coracoid process. You have the suprascapular notch. You have the superior border of the scapula, and from here you have the medial border. So this is the anterior view of the scapula. We will make the head of the humerus, the greater tuberosity, the shaft, make the bicipital groove. This is the lesser tuberosity, and we make the bicipital groove like this. Okay. Now, from the supraglenoid tubercle arises the biceps. From the infraglenoid tubercle, the triceps. The glenoid cavity, the rim of the glenoid cavity has got a labrum. If you look at the glenoid cavity from in front, you will find that the glenoid cavity is a pear-shaped cavity like this. It is totally convex on the posterior side and concave on the anterior side. Here is the supraglenoid tubercle and here would be the infraglenoid tubercle. The glenoid labrum is attached to its margin like this, and the capsule is attached it includes the biceps origin but excludes the triceps origin. The capsule is strengthened anteriorly by the superior, the middle and the inferior glenohumeral ligaments. So if we make this capsule here, this capsule comes from here and gets attached to the anatomical neck of the humerus, except inferiorly where it is the lax part of the capsule. Except inferiorly here, it's not attached to the anatomical neck, and this is the lax part of the capsule which provides for abduction. And I told you that it is strengthened anteriorly by the superior, the middle and the inferior glenohumeral ligaments. The biceps tendon originates from the supraglenoid tubercle, is intracapsular, passes through the opening of the capsule across the bicipital groove and into the bicipital groove where it is covered by transverse bicipital ligament. Now, on the lateral border, you have a muscle which is the teres minor. Then this teres minor goes behind the capsule and it is attached as the SIT, the teres minor, supraspinatus, infraspinatus, teres minor are the attachments on the greater tuberosity. So teres minor is attached there. Then on the medial lip of the bicipital groove is the teres major. You would remember that there is the pectoralis major on the lateral lip. The latissimus dorsi coming like this and attached to the base, and the teres major will make this the teres major, the boundary line, and will make this the latissimus dorsi. So, lady between two majors, the latissimus dorsi between two majors, the pectoralis major and the teres major. Then the triceps tendon passes anterior to the teres minor, then behind the teres major, and comes to get attached, give origin to the triceps in the shaft. Therefore, there are two triangular spaces. One, this one, which is bounded by latissimus dorsi, triceps long head, and shaft of humerus. This gives passage to the radial nerves, and the profunda brachii artery. Just lies parallel to the nerves, the profunda brachii artery. Then you have the medial triangular space, which is here. The medial triangular space, which is here, which passes nothing, and you have a quadrangular space. This quadrangular space here is bounded by the teres major, this lax part of the capsule, sandwiched between teres minor and subscapularis, which arises from the anterior surface of the scapula and gets attached to the lesser tuberosity. So, this lax part of the capsule sandwiched between subscapularis and teres minor. Below you, the quadrangular space, below this quadrangular space, you have teres major. Then you have the surgical neck of humerus on the lateral side and long head of triceps on the medial side. It passes the axillary nerve and the posterior circumflex humeral artery. And that axillary nerve circles round the surgical neck of humerus, supplies the teres minor and supplies the deltoid. We are making the deltoid, which is attached to the deltoid tuberosity here. So this nerve circles round the shaft of humerus, supplies the teres minor and supplies the deltoid and the skin over the deltoid. So these are the boundaries of the lateral triangular space and the quadrangular space and what they pass. The lateral triangular space, latissimus dorsi, long head of triceps, shaft humerus, passing the radial nerve and the profunda brachii artery, and the quadrangular space, upper boundary, the lax part of capsule sandwiched between subscapularis and teres minor, medial boundary, long head of triceps, inferior boundary, teres major, going and getting attached to the medial lip of the bicipital groove, and lateral boundary surgical neck of humerus. Then we move on to the coracoid. The coracoid has 3 muscles and 3 ligaments. The 3 muscles are pectoralis minor, coming medially and going to get attached to the rib, coracobrachialis, and short head of biceps. The 3 ligaments are coracoclavicular to the clavicle, coracoacromion to the acromion, and coracohumeral. These are the 3 bones: clavicle, scapula, acromion process, scapula, and humerus. So these 3 ligaments are attached to the 3 muscles, 3 ligaments are attached to the coracoid process. Then you have the suprascapular notch. Here you have the transverse suprascapular ligament. Under passes the nerve, suprascapular nerve, going to supply the supraspinatus and infraspinatus, and above it passes the suprascapular artery. Nothing is attached to the superior border, nothing is attached to the superior border of the scapula. And then on the medial border you find is an attachment of origin of the serratus anterior, which goes anteriorly and gets attached to the rib. So this goes attached to the rib and it pulls the scapula forward like this. So this is serratus anterior. And if you get rid of the serratus anterior, we sort of erase the serratus anterior from here, okay, and we complete that boundary. Then you have the levator scapulae, the rhomboidus minor, and the rhomboidus major. So this is the anterior view of the scapula. To revise: supraglenoid tubercle, long head of biceps, coracoid, 3 muscles, 3 ligaments, pectoralis minor, coracobrachialis, short head of biceps, 3 ligaments, coracohumeral, coracoclavicular, coracoacromial. Then transverse scapular ligament, suprascapular artery and nerve, nothing on the superior border, rhomboidus major, levator scapulae, rhomboidus minor, and rhomboidus major. So this is levator scapulae. Sometimes the levator scapulae is converted into a bony bar which prevents descent of scapula. So that is called as omovertebral bar, and it prevents descent of scapula. So there is a high shoulder which is called as triangle shoulder, and if both shoulders are high, then the neck is short. That is called as Klippel-Feil syndrome. So if you are answering all questions well, then these are the possible questions that you may be asked. Now we will go on to talk about the posterior surface of the scapula. So the glenoid cavity, the lateral border, the coracoid process, the suprascapular notch, the superior border, the medial border. but behind the posterior surface is divided by a spine which arises out of the posterior surface, and this is called as the spine of scapula. It ends in the acromion process. On the inferior border of the spine you have a deltoid tubercle, and the spine is connected to the posterior surface by a shelf or bone, and this notch between this spine and the glenoid is called as spinoglenoid notch. Now here you have the humerus, and here you have the capsule. So from the supraspinous region you have the supraspinatus, which goes and gets attached to the superior part of the greater tuberosity. Below you have the infraspinatus. The second attachment, I have told you, sit SI infraspinatus, and then you have the third attachment, which is the teres minor. So you have the teres minor. Then you have the teres major, which is going anterior to the humerus to get attached to the medial tuberosity of the bicipital groove, and you have that long head of triceps passing anterior to teres minor and coming behind teres major like this to form the triceps muscle. So there is the lateral head of triceps, this is the long head, and there is the medial head of triceps, and all of them form the triceps muscle. You have the latissimus dorsi coming like this and passing anterior to the teres major to become the lady between two majors. Then you have the levator scapulae, the rhomboideus minor, and rhomboideus major. Sometimes the levator scapulae takes origin from this part of the scapula. Here you will have the transverse scapular ligament. Underneath will be passing the suprascapular nerve. Above it would be passing the suprascapular artery. Now this acromion process will be attached to the clavicle like this, and from the medial border of the clavicle, posterior border of the clavicle, medial border of the acromion, superior border of the spinoscapula, then turning round the spinoscapular, going right up to the on the inferior border of the spinoscapula up to the deltoid tuberosity is a muscle which is called as trapezius. So if we have a very small picture of the trapezius, here is the skull, here is the spine, here is your scapula, here is the spine of scapula, then the trapezius arises from the middle part of the superior nuchal line, from ligamentum nuchae of the neck, and goes right up to T12 spinous process. The lower part is inserted onto the spinoscapula like this, inferior border of the spinoscapula medial to the deltoid tubercle. This would lower the medial end, whereas the upper part is attached like this to the medial part of the acromion and the clavicle, So this would elevate it like this. So the scapula rotates around the deltoid axis passing through the deltoid tuberosity. The scapula would rotate like this. So this is the trapezius, which is attached like this. Now from the deltoid tuberosity, from the clavicle, anterior border of the clavicle, from the acromion and right up to the deltoid tuberosity, you have a muscle, deltoid muscle, which comes down and gets attached to the deltoid tuberosity. So this is the posterior view of scapula. Hold that scapula and learn up this posterior view. The osteology of